All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Lightning Speed Racing. We are here at the Circuit Paul Ricard. This is round 4 of Group 2 here in Season 2. LSR gets the racing underway once again. It's back-to-back weekends as we get ready for the French Grand Prix here in LSR. So we're here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, the first time we're coming here in Lightning Speed Racing for the French Grand Prix. Here's the details on the track before we get into the Grand Prix itself. 15 turns to make up a circuit length of 5.8 kilometers. That's 3.6 miles long. There's also 2 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking as well, and those are going to be down the pit straight and in between turn 7 and turn 8. But a lot of overtaking to come, guys. A lot of action to come our way here for the French Grand Prix in LSR. Group 2 always delivers. It has done so for Season 1 and the first 3 rounds of the season as well, and we're ready to get round 4 underway. For the comms team today, it's myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me in the commentary box for the French Grand Prix here in LSR is Keensom. Welcome to the commentary box, my friend. How are you doing as we prepare for the French Grand Prix?
I'm doing really well, thank you very much, Jonah, and really looking forward to seeing these new drivers out on track. Majority of them I've never seen before for this French Grand Prix. It's looking like a dry qualifying session. Obviously, we don't know until the race itself, but yeah, really looking forward to it.
Well, I'm super excited to be commentating with you here today in LSR. A lot of action coming our way here in the league. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Just echoing your words there. But yeah, right now, we got 2 AlphaTauris in P1 and P2. And let's just quickly talk about AlphaTauri for a moment. So viewers, these guys have been doing pretty good. They've been getting some good points. Husky and Danny have grabbed points this season. I think they got a really good chance for like a top 5 finish in the championship for their team. Really looking forward to seeing what they're doing. Also, some news coming into the Grand Prix. We see a change in Alpine. Viperize in the Alpine is now in the Alpine team, so congrats to him. He is going into Group 2. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. He raced in LSR previously, and now he is full-time with Alpine, and he comes into the Grand Prix with the French Mark, who are going to be out of their home Grand Prix today. So yeah, super excited to see how that all works out as Electric Envy now goes into P1. So, Keensom, you mentioned that you haven't seen too many of these drivers. So, coming into this Grand Prix, what would you be looking for any drivers coming into this race? I know you don't know them very well, but what would you be expecting from drivers like these?
Hopefully, as you've, before the race, picked up some of the drivers, hopefully some really good racecraft. The French Grand Prix isn't, Paul Ricard circuit isn't the best for overtaking, even though it's got some long straights. It does seem to struggle somewhat with the characteristics of the circuit, but yeah, just looking for some good close racing, so there might be some dominant forces, as we see nice guy King Benny joining the session there. The McLaren just getting out of the way of a fellow driver, the Alpine, there on a lap. But yeah, just sort of close racing, Jonah, really is what we all really want to see. A nice mix in the tyre strategy. A little tip for you, Jonah, if you didn't know, there is a serious OP strategy for this race, and starting on the hard tyres. I think it might be a hard to soft start. Obviously, you can't start on the hards in the top 10, but outside the top 10, you do have that option. And knowing from previous races before, Jonah, that is a seriously overpowered strategy call. So if anyone's listening, you now know the top tip.
Yeah, you know, this is going to be interesting with the strategy. A lot of drivers going on the mediums right now, a lot of drivers going on the softs, kind of mixed between the grid right now. So yeah, look out for strategy, as we have been saying, a big talking point coming into this Grand Prix. And we have to remind everyone that this is the first race in LSR. This is the first time we've come to the Paul Ricard circuit, so a lot of drivers won't really know the circuit and how the strategy is going to kind of unfold, which is going to be a little bit interesting, but also at the same time pretty cool as well, because that means that we're kind of coming into an unknown Grand Prix. We could see an unexpected winner of the French Grand Prix. So yeah, super excited to see what happens. It's going to be a very, very fun race. So currently Mercedes sit first and second. Yuki on the medium compound tires. He was very quick in the qualifying session here today, so looking to extend his gap in the championship as well. He's 4/10 ahead on the mediums. And another thing is too is that because the softs do degrade really fast, drivers could be setting very similar lap times on the medium compound tires to the soft compound tires. That's why you may see drivers on the mediums going like almost as quick as the soft runners, and that's just kind of how it goes in racing or for around here in France. So real quickly, I want to mention something. Viewers, if you are new to the Lightning Speed Racing YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe, like to this video as well. That would be much appreciated to us commentators and to the league as well. And if you are new to the stream here, if you're enjoying the racing, if you're looking to get into the league, either to race, to commentate, or even just to be a part of the community itself, please make sure to join the Discord link. It's down in the description down below to be a part of the league itself. This would be great, guys, if you can join. If you are new to the server, we would love to see you guys in the session. Also, send in some comments. I've seen a few comments coming in. We'll try and respond to as many as possible, so keep up the great work there. But what can we talk about as we head into the 8 minutes of this qualifying session? A lot of drivers still yet to go out on track and set a good enough lap time. But what are you expecting from some of these drivers, and what are you thinking about as we head into the final few moments of the French Grand Prix qualifying?
Well, it's interesting that Yuki is on the medium tyres on the provisional pole at the moment, just at the low 1 minute 30s, and a big margin to his Mercedes teammate, a Viper, there by 4/10 of a second, just under that. And yeah, so we should be getting ourselves into the 129s for sure, Jonah. As you said, a lot of the drivers, just about a third of the grid, have yet to set a lap time. Got two of the drivers on a lap. Got Mango, who you really high praised before the stream started. I'm just watching him down the back straight now, Jonah, as he dives into turn 8. Straight away into turn 9, easy on the power there on the exit, and that curve can be as slippery as an eel, that exit curve, as we come down towards turn 10. So yeah, as I said, a lot of drivers yet to set times. I think we'll get into the mid to low 129s. Got some high expectations now, Jonah, as you said, with your high praise.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Mango, yeah, currently on a lap coming into turn 12. Yeah, he has been quick, as we have been mentioning, so looking strong as ever is the Red Bull driver. Currently sitting in second place in the championship, actually, right behind Yuki. So let's see what he can do as Mango comes to the line now using the DRS. Gets a little bit squirrely off the exit of the final corner. He does, yeah.
Yeah, almost completely off the track. Sets a provisional pole, as I said, into the low 129s there, Jonah. That was seriously quick time there from the Red Bull man.
Yeah, and Mango's very quick here in France. He's got a very serious lap time in time trial, and definitely expect him to be battling for pole position and the race victory here today. Red Bull looking strong as ever. Ace Senna out on track once again. Now, Ace Senna wasn't here for the last couple of races. I think he wasn't here for Austria last time out, so excited to see what he can do here in France. I really think that the championship is starting to form around Mercedes versus Red Bull, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal to witness. And Ferrari looking strong as ever as well. Electric Envy, Ellie and Bayern, they are looking strong. So could we see a three-way fight for the Constructors' Championship between all these teams? Who knows? And of course, there's many other teams that could get involved as well in this battle for the championship. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal to witness. But Ace Senna going purple in the first sector. Could we see Red Bull 1-2 here in France, like in real life when Red Bull beat Mercedes here at a traditional Mercedes track? Red Bull looking strong as we head into the final few moments of qualifying.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's on a flyer at the moment with a name like that, Jonah. He's certainly got to live up to some high expectations here, especially in qualifying. And got the nice technical part of the Paul Ricard circuit coming up now, as he flies through the flat out turn 10 and into turn 11. A multitude of lines can be taken through turn 11. He takes a really nice angle of attack there as he now run through turn 12. And the Slight King could turn 13. It's looking like a very, very good lap, Jonas. He's coming around the final couple of corners now. Let's hope he can get a slightly better exit than Mango before him as he comes up towards the line. A long run towards the line.
Ooh,
and he goes
top
fifth
5.
fastest. So, quite away from his teammate at the moment.
I think he lost a little bit of time in Sector 3, it seems. I wonder if maybe Asena is running a little bit of a lower downforce setup. Maybe that's why he's quick in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So there's a little bit more straights. But Sector 3 is a little bit more difficult because it's more... I'd say I got a lot more turns. Maybe that's why he was struggling a little bit. But he is down in P6. Red Bull still up into the top 6 with Zadiri, who just went P5. McLaren looking strong here as well. Looking forward to see what they can do out on track. I think we also have a few drivers coming into the pit lane, getting ready to set final laps. Husky to the line now. Let's see what he can do. He does not improve in his position, I don't think. AlphaTauri is still 7th and 8th, and I think they'll be very happy if they qualify 7th and 8th here. So that'll be very great to see. Santo P in the Alfa Romeo missed out on the Austrian Grand Prix, but is back here today in France looking for a great result. I expect Santo to be really good. He was insanely quick in Italy. Unfortunately, had the lobby glitch, and so it was really unfortunate to see him kind of lose that position. He was going to be finishing in 5th in Italy. Unfortunately, we had that lobby glitch and we had to stop midway, which kind of affected his Grand Prix, but he's coming back stronger than ever here in France. Really excited to be seeing what he can do out on track. But before we get into the final few moments, I quickly want to mention to everyone watching the live stream on LSR YouTube channel, thank you so much, because we just reached 15 live viewers right now, which is awesome, as well as we also have 10 likes already on the live stream. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your support. Keep up the great work. Keep coming in with some comments, predictions, questions. If you have anything like that, please let us know down in the comment section below. But I want to know, Kingsome, who do you think is going to be on pole position as we head into the race?
Wow, it's quite a hard one for me to judge there. It's a real stab in the dark for me there, Jonah. Just watching King Benny, I know he's got some good pace. There's an Aston Martin there that looked like he cut the chicane in the middle of the Michon Straight. But if we're gonna go for someone for pole. I think we're gonna go Yuki. I think Yuki is gonna get pole, especially with that time. But maybe that isn't going to be the case, actually, because if you're on the medium tyres in second, why would you try and go for pole? We'll go for someone else then. We'll go for Ilan in the Ferrari. I've got no idea. It's just a big stab in the dark. There's been no giving me no hints apart from Mango, but he's already on provisional pole on his outlap. So hopefully he's not going to be sticking around for this Saturday evening race here in the UK. I'll get to know these drivers in the coming weeks.
And you guess, did you say Elian was going to possibly go for pole?
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually a good prediction, because Elian he won the championship last season. He's actually very quick for around here, and he's got some pace. I think he's on an outlap right now, yet to set a lap time. Could Elian surprise us and go on pole position? Could Keemson be right here? We'll find out
I think we got to stay with him then. I think we got to stay with him.
We got to stay with him. Elian, I'm so sorry we're putting you under pressure a bit, but yeah, we'll see how that works out. So, Nonster Vapor on a lap. Let's see what he can do. The Mercedes driver coming up to turn 1. I'm excited to see what Nonster Vapor could do. Can he get into the top 3? We know Vapor is very quick. I have raced with him many different times and had some great overtaking battles with him, so I expect him to be very quick in today's particular session. He's also got an Alpine of Pro Striker right behind as well, going on a lap as well. So a few drivers out on laps. Mango on a lap. Keep an eye on the Red Bull driver as we're going to scroll over to him. He's also coming through turn 5, so keep an eye on him. His teammate, Asana, has retired from the session. He is not improving on his current position. Yuki also on a lap. He's starting his first lap on the soft compound tires. Let's see what he can do. He's going to be going into turn 3, so keep an eye on all of these drivers right now, as we just had Acid Masters, who's just gone into top 4, looking really strong. Meanwhile, Elian Bine is going purple in the second sector. Could Elian go on to into the top 5 here? Let's see what he can do. He's got to ace sector 3, though, if he's going to be able to get into the top 5 here with a very intense grid. Also, Worried Cloud on a lap. Watch matchup for him. Very quick in the Williams car. But Elian is going to be the first driver to come across the lap time. Let's see what he can do as he comes into the final corner to set his first lap and his only lap of qualifying.
Yeah, well, he did give himself only a one-shot qualifying of his own making, but can he bring out the goods? And he does. He goes onto the front row. So close to Mango, but oh so close, but not close enough. We have got other drivers on their laps. Yuki was another one that I did predict, and he is out on a lap, Jonah, on the soft tyres. He's abandoned the mediums. Maybe he'll back out at the end of the qualifying sessions. Mango takes provisional pole with only a few moments left in qualifying and a few drivers out to beat that time.
Very impressive from Mango there, improving on his time there, but Yuki coming to the line, can he beat that? Let's see. Oh, it's so close, but Yuki only P2. Mango is going to grab pole here in LSR Group 2. Yuki P2, Elian P3. Elian was just a few 100ths of a second off of Yuki's lap time. Pro Striker did make it into a 130.2, so looking really strong. Electric Envy completes the top 5 with a very, very intense qualifying session, but I gotta say, what a lap from Mango there. That was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, with just into he almost got himself into the 128 club there, but wasn't able to make it. And that was still a seriously impressive time from the Red Bull driver. So used to having the Red Bull on the pole position grid spot in the recent years. And the South African grabbed that one this time.
Yeah, Mango on pole here in France, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is his first pole position this season. He has been very impressive throughout Season 1 with Ferrari. He joined Red Bull for Season 2 and is definitely in contention for the championship. He told me, I think in between Season 1 and Season 2, that he was going for this, and he definitely is, as that really just shows that he's got the pace. As Zayek leaves the session, hopefully he can get back in. I hope drivers won't be having too many internet issues. We've seen that before with the game lagging out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it has been a recurring theme since an update a couple of weeks ago with a little problem with like people desyncing. So hopefully they'll sort that out, but unlikely to. Is 2022 is imminent. But I guess we'll just have to live with it. It's like many other glitches in the 2021 game.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, there's many different glitches in this game, but we deal with it. We continue on, and racing will get underway here on Paul Ricard. And I gotta say, that qualifying session was one of the most intense qualifying sessions I've seen in Lightning Speed Racing. That was super exciting, and if that was exciting, who knows what could happen in the race?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Mango was good in the quali pace, as you said, though. It's potentially his first pole of the season, so whether he can convert that into a race victory is a completely different matter in himself. It depends what kind of setup he's got, of course. If it was more of a quali-based setup, and we'll just see how he runs. He's got that Mercedes alongside him on the front row. Of course, the pole position man, though, does have the inside line for turn 1, and there isn't really a preferred side of the grid here, Jonah, I don't think, because the racing line sort of goes right between the grid boxes down towards turn 1. Is such a long start finish straight from left to right. Anyway, there you go. See the pit stop predictions on your screen there. 2-stop strategy. I like to see that, Jonah. Does mix up the races somewhat.
It definitely does, yeah. There's 2 points to mention here. Going off of turn 1, what do we think about that? Yeah, definitely got to say that there's not really a preferred line. There is not, just echoing your words there. I think drivers just want to make sure that they survive turn 1. It's very narrow. It's very difficult to master. So we'll see what happens. And then tire strategy, softs die out super quick for around here. Drivers are going to want to pit from at least lap 6 to lap 7, somewhere around there. But definitely drivers are going to want to get off those soft compound tires, but also try and make those softs last so they can go to the hard compound tires, because they want to make sure that they go to that if they're going to try one stop. But at the same time, 2-stop is an option, like the game did say. So, before we get the racing underway, what can we talk about?
Well, one thing we can talk about is my good friend Lee Flea, 1996 in the Haas on the hard tyres, and I so knew he was going to do that, as well as two other drivers potentially already knew about this little trick. We'll see if it does pay off for any of them. You do have to have some good pace under your right foot for this strategy, but it can pay off, especially if there's a safety car or two in the race. No soft tyres, Jonah, outside the top 10. That's pretty telling. So we'll see what happens with the drivers inside the top 10. Of course, all of them starting on the soft tyres. Was that a good choice for Yuki, though? He may have gained a couple of positions, but would have medium tyres been better for him for the start of the Grand Prix? But only time will tell on that one.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll see how it goes for the Mercedes driver. Will he challenge Mango down to turn 1? We will see. You can see a lot of drivers forming up on the grid. Red Bull on pole, Mercedes P2, Ferrari P3. We are ready to go for the French Grand Prix. 27 laps await us for the Grand Prix. It's myself, Formula Jonah, and Keensholm in the commentary box for round 4 here in Group 2. Let's get the racing underway. Drivers, keep it clean, keep it fun, and let's get the racing underway. Let's get this one going. And we're just waiting for those fiber lights to go out. There they go. It's 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, and it's 5 lights. And it is lights out, and away we go here in France. It's a great start for the front runners. Yuki gets a great start. Pro Striker got an incredible start. He's trying to challenge Yuki, who's now got ahead of the Red Bull of Mango. This second Red Bull, A Senna off the track. I think there was contact at the start. Pro Striker. Oh, and that's a Ferrari way off the track. That's Alien Bayern out of the race.
Alien took it too wide. There was a Red Bull at the start of the race as well, Jonah, right on the finish line, and he was around. Only off his pit box, from his grid box, sorry, with a couple of 100 meters, and he was already spinning, and he's at the back of the grid now. It was A Senna, I believe, who's down in 17th and the penultimate position in the field at the moment. So not a great start for the Red Bull driver, and of course for Elian, and now it's been upgraded to a safety car.
And real quickly, I just want to, I was looking at the comments section real quickly. We had a comment that came in from Vacant that said, my prediction is 2 deaths at T1. That is actually correct. Alien Bayern, who spun off, unfortunate to see the Ferrari driver already out of the Grand Prix, and unfortunately Zayek out of the session as well. So you were correct. 2 drivers did retire from the session at the start of the race, which is a little unfortunate. Already a safety car on the track due to that Ferrari really far away. That was a heavy impact for Alien Bayern, yeah, super unfortunate to see that. A Senna, so talk me through exactly what happened with A Senna, because I'm not 100% sure. So did he spin, or did he not get off the line correctly, or what exactly happened?
I think there was a little bit of contact down towards turn 1, but as I said, it would have only been a few hundred meters off his grid box. Is the soft runners, sorry, just to change the subject, that's an interesting call. It looks like Derry is the only one. Derry is the only one to stay out there, and all the other soft runners, Jonah, have come in. King David on the hard tyres now, Jonah, is in 2nd place. So if that strategy, as I said before, and I've said a couple of times now, it'll be the last time I say it, it should be. So there we go. It'll be a medium. It'll be a hard to medium, as I see in the pit stop strategy on my screen there. It will be a hard to medium strategy, I think. Maybe a soft if you can. There's a couple of safety cars in the way, but yeah, the start, A Senna, he just got caught out, I think, and had a bit of contact. He did a couple of pirouettes, a couple of 360s, and lost his front wing in the process. And then obviously we saw Elan, who I was predicting for pole position, was caught out at turn 2 and slammed into that wall on the exit of turn 2.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of information, and it's great information, so thank you so much for explaining that. That makes much more sense now. And something I also want to mention, horrible pit stop for Mercedes. That was really difficult for them. Yuki lost the lead to Mango, or lost that lead of that pack. So Mango now takes over as provisional race leader once the top 10 do come into the pit lane. So this is going to be really interesting. Also, not Sir Vapor, since Mercedes did have a double stack, Vapor is down to 17th, and behind Acid Masters, Pro Striker, Electric Envy, Danny, all those drivers. So this is going to be very interesting, and this means that we're going to be seeing some of these drivers that started at the top, now down at the back and making a recovery drive, and this means we're going to get a lot of overtakes, a lot of them. Now, I want to go back to P1. Zidiri in P1 currently for McLaren F1 team. McLaren haven't really had the best of seasons so far, but Zidiri did score a point last time out in Austria. Is this the right decision for him to stay out on the soft compound tires? He's the only driver to do so, but is this the winning strategy? What do you think?
Well, he's changed his mind now, actually. He's just dived in to the pit lane, and that was a lap too late for the McLaren man. It means King David will be starting us off on lap 4.
Very interesting. All right.
So he answered your question himself.
He did. He did, actually. You are correct. Very interesting to see that. Well, the Alfa Romeo of King Benny is now going to lead us away on the hard compound tires. Husky P2. Great to see him up there. Zudi as well, the reserve driver in the Aston Martin, my teammate in the other tier, is currently P3. Flea in the Haas, looking really strong right now on those hard compound tires. Let's see what he can do. Santo P1 in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see what he can do as well. I'm excited to see if he can be able to get some good points in today's race. And then Peppa and Viper and Luke Tourette and Worry Cloud. Those are the other drivers that have stayed out on track. Both Williams have stayed out on track and currently P8 and P9, but they have to worry because Mango is right behind them on the hards as well. So this is going to be interesting. Will Mango get a good start? Will Yuki get the better one on those medium compound tires? What about Pro Striker? He's there as well. And Acid Monster, Electric Envy, and the rest of the pack all in that battle and looking really strong right now. So the safety car should be going in this lap, and the racing should get underway. And finally, we'll get the overtaking started, and things will get back to normal here in LSR.
Yeah, let's hope so. I'm already getting some cravings from some overtakes. We've been waiting a long time for the safety car to end. And as I say that, the safety car is in this lap. Of course, that means the lights on the rear of that safety car go out. King David has the pace, and he needs to maintain his speed until he gets himself underway. He's got a long time to back up the queue, which gives yourself a little bit of an advantage in the sense of you can go whenever you like if Sector 3 is a lot wider. We have a 5-second time penalty for Danny there for hitting an electric, something we see a little bit too often under safety cars in F1 2021. Drivers making a little bit of contact, maybe because they're got some connection issues potentially between the two of them. Might have been a part to play in that penalty. So yeah, Jonah, we're just waiting to King Benny to get us back underway. It looks like he has gone early and caught them off guard and got himself a really handy start, but he hasn't got the tyre temp in those hard tyres just yet as he's struggling around the final corner of turn 15 and gets us back underway again.
Wow, that was a very interesting start from King Benny. He went quite early, but it was courageous, it was brilliant, and it worked out beautifully for him. So that worked out really good for King Benny, who's now going to lead us away by 1.4 seconds to the AlphaTauri of Husky. Mango and Yuki, keep an eye on them. They are certainly in P10 and P11. Mango, though, on the fresher compound tires, is looking to make the overtake on Worry Cloud, who is ahead, but no DRS assisted, so this is going to have to be a late overtake.
Sorry, Jonah. A Senna looks like he's going to send it on the inside at turn 3, side by side between the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull, the sister teams of course, but no friendly play here between the two teams as they overtake by Perez, the Alpine, who has now just left the session, so he's had enough today in the French Grand Prix. No DRS just yet as the McLaren looks like he's going to go for the move on the inside of Danny, fighting for non-points for 16th place. Up the inside at the Michel chicane and gets that move done.
Oh, and here goes Yuki and Mango side by side into turn 10. The two drivers that are battling for this race victory potentially.
And they're out!
Oh, and
the Red Bull is out!
Oh no! Chaos! Yuki and Mango make contact! This is madness! This is madness! Mango out of the race! Yuki has major damage! This is chaos! As the two drivers make contact, I have absolutely no idea! This is a Verstappen-Hamilton moment here! As Yuki and Mango make contact, I had absolutely no idea that was gonna happen there! But this is devastation for both drivers!
Yeah, that was really unnecessary as well, Jonah. I mean, that is an easy flat-out corner where there was enough room for both of them. There's loads of runoff. There was no excuse for them to be making contact there. Looks like Yuki came out unscathed, actually, amazingly. But Mango is out of the French Grand Prix. We're seeing a multitude of overtakes here, and someone else is out. Luke to red. What is going on in this French Grand Prix? It's already a high rate of attrition, as we're on lap 5 and a yellow flag is still in sector 1. No chance of a safety car yet, not by the looks of things.
And I got a feeling that Luke Touré may have spun on the exit of the corner there, maybe locked up, I'm not exactly sure, but he is out of this race, and that is unfortunate for the Williams driver. We had a comment that came in that said Cops flashbacks. Yes, definitely. That was so similar to Cops there with Mango and Yuki. And if that was for the championship, and it could be actually, that would have been crazy. And yeah, this has changed the entire Grand Prix now, as Yuki and Mango are no longer really in contention for the race victory. And this gives the opportunity for a new driver to win a Grand Prix. Let's find out.
Well, King Benny is looking strong on those hard tyres after that strong safety car restart. And he's got himself a little bit of breathing space to Husky in second place. Flea is under threat from Santo behind in the Alfa Romeo. It's Haas. Looking like the cork in the bottle, the Scotsman is trying to hold on to this 4th place, as the Williams looks like he might go for the lunge up the inside of the Alfa Romeo. He thinks better of it in the end, as Yuki takes the fastest lap and is on the hunt to gain back some serious points as the Williams goes on the inside of the Alfa Romeo. Easy pickings there for the Williams.
Santo's coming back at him though. Santo wants that position. He wants to get back into P5. But he's not going to do it quite yet. Gets a little bit too much of the power off at turn 7 there. Peppa's now going to make that overtake and get past that Alfa Romeo of Santo P1. Now here comes Pro Striker, who's on those fresh tires, could be in the battle for the race victory here, as the Alpine is going to be going for the overtake on the Alfa Romeo of Santo. And there goes Pro Striker up into P7 now. Also, another great battle we're seeing is between Monster Vapor and Asena, the two Mercedes and Red Bull drivers. They're having a great battle right now. Their teammates had contact. But now they're having a great battle and they're keeping it clean, unlike what happened between the two drivers before. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we'll see. We'll see if there is going to be a report.
Sorry, Jonah, there's a Ferrari and an Alfa Romeo of Electric and Santo side by side as we run into turn 12. And the Mercedes wants to get involved in the fight. We've got a McLaren and an Alpine just ahead of them as well. It looks like Vapor has just got ahead and snuck in between the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo. It's all looking very tight and close racing going on at the moment. As you see Peppers in the McLaren and Pro Strike jostling for position. Flea has lost that 4th place now. It looks a little bit inevitable as Warren Cloud gets up into P4.
Yeah, good move from Warren Cloud. He is making a lot of overtakes right now. He has gotten multiple podiums in LSR before, looking to take his first this season with Williams, which will be great to see. As we also have Peppa on the back of Pro Striker as well. I think we're having a great battle here. Also, the Alpine Pro Striker making an overtake possibly on Flea. Meanwhile, Notzer Vapor, Electric Envy, Asena having a great battle right now. Keep an eye on that. As here goes Asena on Notzer Vapor. They continue their battle. Red Bull v Mercedes here in France as we come down to turn 9. Asena's going to send it down the inside on Notzer Vapor. Notzer Vapor gives him the space. Asena trying to go around the outside. Here goes.
No, they're still side by side, and now I'm getting some flashbacks. A bit of deja vu potentially is going to happen here. Maybe, as we said, Cops-esque from last season as they go side by side. They show their teammates how it's done. And Vapor stays ahead as we get into turn 11. And a load of drivers very, very close together. I'm really impressed with how close these drivers, and maybe a little too close there from Asena, but luckily was able to come away unscathed then. No instance to report between the between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. Is there's some positions aplenty, and a Haas is round, and it's the Scotsman of Flea, and he's going to be really frustrated about that.
Yeah, I think Flea and possibly Worry Cloud, I think, made contact. Not exactly sure, though, but I think Flea is round, unfortunately. Not exactly sure. Maybe he got too much on the power or something like that. I didn't get a full glimpse of it, but I think there was maybe a little bit of wheel banding or something like that maybe forced another driver to go off track. And then, of course, possibly getting that spin, not exactly sure. As we have Not So Vapor and Asena continuing their battle as Electric Envy. Oh, three wide into turn 6 for a moment there, as Not So Vapor does get ahead, and Asena will look to make that overtake on Peppa as soon as possible. He's going to go side by side, coming down to the straight we go, and Asena should have the power to go past the McLaren.
This may go 3 wide as the Mercedes is trying to get involved in the fight as well, as he looks to the inside. We now go into the chicane. He's alongside the McLaren, looking like he's going to try and go around the outside. Yuki does go around the outside. Great move from the Mercedes driver there.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Yuki. He had the courage, he had the space, and he left enough space for the McLaren driver as well, so that was good from Yuki there. Also, we have Pro Striker and Worry Cloud having a good battle. Worry Cloud on a roll right now. He is going for this one, and he's now on the back of Pro Striker looking for that overtake on the Alpine. This is going great right now between these two drivers, and Electric Envy trying to get into the battle as well. Electric going for his second podium this season. He got a podium 2 races ago in Italy, missed the race in Austria, but is here today possibly going for not just the victory, but the race win as well.
As Yuki tried to go for a lunge there, sorry Jonah, on the final corner, wasn't able to get it paid off there, but he's on the DRS straight. They're almost making contact. This is Verstappen Hamilton, if I've ever seen it in league racing, maybe a little too much, as Yuki is trying to get his elbows out, but I don't think he realises how big his elbows are.
What? Oh my goodness, Red Bull Mercedes clash again! This is crazy, the teams
safety
are going
car
at
deployed.
it. What is going on?
And that safety car deployed. So, interesting. One drive-through penalty for Pro Striker for speeding under the safety car. He got to keep to that lap outer, and he wasn't able to do so. Obviously, a little lack of concentration there. Maybe switched off a little bit. It can happen when the safety car comes out, but it can cost you dearly.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe what happened there. It's happened again. Red Bull and Mercedes have clashed again, and I don't know exactly what happened. They were banging wheels a little bit on the straight, and I think they just went side by side and didn't give each other that much room. And unfortunately, both did make contact there. Asena's got major wing damage. I'm surprised, and Yuki as well. I'm surprised that both drivers have continued on in the Grand Prix. I'm surprised that their cars did not DNF. Thankfully, they continue on. Safety car has been called out, and that will allow Yuki and Asena to come into the pit lane. But what is going on with Red Bull and Mercedes today? Everything else has gone well, except the Red Bulls and Mercedes battles. It hasn't gone that great, unfortunately.
No, it really, really hasn't. It's been a woeful day for the Mercedes and the Red Bulls. They hope to have a better second half. I'll bring it up again, Jonah. King Benny is now pit actually for the mediums, and Lee is going to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Stays out on the hards. I think King Benny might have made the wrong call there. I think he maybe should have stayed out a little bit longer on those hard tyres. We potentially might get another safety car or a VSC. Maybe could have pushed him to go on to the softs for a strong final stint, with every other driver potentially going to be mainly on the mediums and the hards towards the end.
Well, this is very interesting. We are on lap 10. Flea is leading the Grand Prix on those 9-lap-old hards. King Benny, did he make the right decision? That is the question. We don't know exactly, but the Alpha is in P2 looking for that race victory. Husky going for a podium today. Zudi in the fight as well. Not Sir Vapor definitely going for the podium today. That would be great to see him in the top 3 in today's race. This is going to be interesting because we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes have made contact twice now. This is the second time this has happened, and this is the second, and both incidents brought out the safety car. And so this has changed a lot of the Grand Prix. This gives opportunities for some drivers to get into the race winning position. Could give us a new race winner today. We've only had 2 different race winners this season. Yuki won the first 2 races, and King Benny won the last race in Austria. So we could be seeing another new winner here today. And, I mean, King Benny's in a good position to take his second race victory of LSR. We will find out. It's yet to be confirmed where King Benny will be in. Will he be racing in Group 1 in the future races? We don't know exactly. And usually all Group 1 races, Group 1 drivers are usually not allowed to race in Group 2 due to the pace gap. And so I don't know. Will we see King Benny in Group 2? He's been really fast in Group 2, or will we see him go up to Group 1 and race there? It would be great to see him in either tier, but we'll find out as we have Worry Cloud coming into the pit lane. Very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. It's interesting. I wonder what these drivers are going to do. They, some of them are coming on the softs. Potentially they were just doing their stop, making sure they do their mandatory tyre change. Maybe they're going to go on the mediums now and hope that that can last them to the end. I can't see any other reason for it. Worry Cloud is obviously coming because he's got a time penalty to serve. That's sensible, just doing it under the safety car. You do lose less time doing that. Yes, you do go to the back of the grid, but you back of the field, but you would do that if you served it after the safety car had ended anyway. So at least you stay with the pack at the start of, or the restart, should I say, of the Grand Prix. But yeah, interesting to see Lee on the hard tyres up front. We'll see if he does anything similar to what King Benny did. But of course, doing that, King Benny shouldn't have a bad memory, and he will remember what he did a few laps ago. And doing very much a Raikkonen at the moment, Jonah, and just staying dead straight, not trying to warm up his tyres.
Yeah, it seems like that was the case.
He's in the number 7 car as well.
He is, actually. And he's in that Alfa Romeo, which Kimi last raced in. Kimi Raikkonen vibes, maybe. And Benny, where did he start in this race? Let me quickly look at that. A safety car is coming in this lap.
Him and Flea have made up a huge amount of positions. 14 for Lee, obviously he's yet to pit though, and 11 for King Benny. So a very strong performance from, as we like to call him, in LFR. Nice guy, Benny.
Yeah, Benny going well right now, and he's kind of pulling a Raikkonen from Japan 2005. And I mean, Raikkonen started 17th, finished first. King Benny started a little bit further up, but could be doing a Raikkonen today. We'll find out. We'll see. But Flea's going to lead us away, and he should be going in the next few seconds. Let's see. And he's going to exit turn 14 now, and he's going to go. There he goes.
I think he's gone, yeah, and King Benny is right on his gearbox, but that, as we see Pro Striker going in to serve his drive-through, I think he may be retiring though, as he did a 5-second time penalty. Lee might not have this lead for very long at all, as King Benny is up the inside into turn 1. There's contact between the two drivers, and King Benny gets through, and Lee gets a 3-second time penalty for the privilege.
Oh, there was a little bit of contact there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Do we know what happened between King Benny and Flea? I saw it for a glimpse, but was blinking for once. Oh, there goes Knots of Paper on Husky there. Where did the Mercedes come from?
Sneaky, as Lee is off the track and now making contact with the Mercedes himself and goes down into 3rd place. Obviously no DRS for 2 laps after the safety car, but there is good old slipstream. We're going old school on lap 12, and he now goes to the outside, and there's contact between the two of them, and Lee is now round, and I think that could have been Lee's fault, as he was on the outside. He sort of turned in a little bit early, a little over-aggressive, and he's now all the way at the back, and he's still got a pit in this race. It was all looking good for the Haas man, but now It just shows what sport and racing is all about. Can just change in the flick of a switch.
Oh, and Husky and Zudi make a little bit of contact. A lot of contact on the first lap, unfortunately. Zudi going a little bit too late on the brakes, or Husky braking a little bit early. Not exactly sure what happened there, but looks like it's all good. Oh, Peppa going for an overtake. That was a little late from the McLaren. I think Zudi was already turning in. A little unfortunate to see that yellow flag in the last sector. Maybe because of that, not exactly sure. But here comes Electric Envy on the McLaren now, going for the overtake. He should be able to overtake him quite soon, because he is going to be on the... Actually, Peppa's on the fresher compound tires now that I think about it, because he is on the softs, and those tires are going to be faster, so it might be pretty difficult for Electric to make that overtake on the McLaren. McLaren v Ferrari here is a great battle forming between these drivers here. Also, Zudi going for the move on Husky. Husky on the hards, and those tires are not going to be quite fast right now, but they will be a little bit later on.
Yeah, certainly. As we're seeing some overtakes here in tandem. 2x2 is the Aston Martin goes through. Santo loses the place. Senna stays in 9th. I said, Joe, I'm really impressed with how close the racing is. Zusi is getting very close to Husky.
Oh, that's an Alpha off. That's Santo off the track.
Yeah, he's round, and there's another incident at turn 10.
Yeah, and I wonder maybe if you got too much on the
and there's another driver round. It's Zuti is round and off the track. I'm not sure there, Joe. He might have reset to track there. Looks like Lee's going to try. Senna's round as well as Zuti just stayed ahead of Lee, as we've got DRS now labelled on lap 14.
And that is just after that tricky turn 12, where if you get on that curb, you spin so easily. And both drivers were at that particular section of the track, so I got a feeling that it's maybe like that. As Worried Cloud's going to go for the move on Viper Eyes as he makes the overtake, and Worried Cloud up into 11th position now. And next up is going to be Flea, and Worried Cloud should have more pace than the Haas, since he is going to be on the fresher compound tires. But yeah, I got a feeling that those two drivers, Ace Senna and Zudi, may have spun on the exit of turn 12. Not entirely sure, but looks like that's probably what happened there. Is Peppa going for the overtake on Husky, possibly? And Husky going for his first podium this season as well.
Yeah, well, Husky's looking pretty strong. King Benny, though, who started outside the top 10, who is really having a commanding lead at the moment, and just going over the halfway mark is Acid Masters. Gets through into 5th place. Got a Ferrari on his inside, though, of Electric, and he's able to just hold on. Is the Mercedes of Yuki, who has been in a few controversial moments in today's race. Hope you wouldn't mind me saying that. He's now made an overtake on Electric Envy, and is now going to look on the inside of Acid Masters, is he? Yes, he is. And is he going to gain that place? Yes, he is, and moves himself up into 5th place.
Brilliant move from Yuki once again. That was great. And now Acid's going to try and return the favor. Going down the inside on the Mercedes. Doesn't look like he's going to do it quite yet. Acid having a little bit of internet issues. Maybe that's just my screen, though, as he's kind of shaking his car back and forth. Maybe that's just internet. Not exactly sure. As he's looking for the overtake on Yuki. He doesn't make it, as we see the onboard of Electric Envy.
As Ace Senna, sorry, I was just towards the back of the field, Joe. Now Ace Senna has just made a big mistake, attacking Flea, and has gone off the track and lost a couple of positions side by side between the Ferrari of Electric and Acid Masters, as they're going to go down the Michel Straight and into the chicane of turn 9. And there's contact between the two of them. Looks like drivers have got magnets on their wheels today as they're side by side, and the hard tyres of the Ferrari gets into 6th place, with Husky and now Yuki jostling for position. This is where Yuki had the incident towards the start of the race as they go through turn 10. Turn 10.
Oh, and he's going for an Peppa. He's going for an Peppa. That was a nice overtake from Yuki. He's going to keep it going. Peppa defending everything he can as he's going to be able to pressure compound
round the outside and gets shoved off the track there. a bit Max Verstappen-esque, but is he going to have to give that position back? As he was off the circuit, he does give the position back.
Yeah, he had to. I think that was
the
good
Aston
racing.
Martin now tries to go on the inside of Aston Masters. It's all going on, Jonah.
It is. It really is, my friend. It is going on, and everyone's battling for position right now. Husky going for the overtake on Yuki. Remember, Husky wants this podium. He got the opportunity to do this, but he is battling the leader of the championship right now, who we know is very quick and making his way through the field. Yuki going for the overtake on Peppa now. He's going to have that DRS down to turn 8, so we'll find out if he's going to be able to make that overtake. And we did have a comment that came in a while back that said, I think it said, France has been locked on the F1 on the LSR calendar. It definitely has been. It's been proving to have some exciting racing. It truly has been. Yuki's gonna have the DRS, but Peppa's got insane straight line speed.
But not enough.
Yuki, not enough. You're right.
As he gets himself through. Is Husky gonna have a go as well, Jonah? He is. He's gonna swing for
and
the
Electric
move.
Envy's in the battle too. Three wide. Are we gonna go 3 wide?
Oh. As there's contact, though, between Peppa. Peppa's round and into the wall and out, and that's surely a safety car.
Oh, that's going to be a full course safety car. I have no idea what happened there, but Peppa out of the race. We can see the stranded McLaren there. They were kind of banging wheels a little bit. I think they were kind of unsure where everyone was at that particular moment. Turn 10 can be quite difficult when drivers are kind of in that position and they don't really know where everything's at.
Drive-through
penalty!
Boys, gentlemen, calm yourselves down. It's getting a little bit. It's getting a little hot under the collar. Is Electric has gone another for speeding in the pit lane. These are rookie errors from some of these drivers. I must admit, it's Electric stays out on the hard tyres, but is that a gamble that's really not going to pay off with the soft runners all coming out now?
This is also Group 2 as well, and I think these drivers are quite new to the circuit as well. There's a lot of factors. True. That's why maybe some of them are making little mistakes every once in a while because they're kind of unfamiliar with the track. And it's Group 2. Group 2 is mainly for a lot of drivers kind of coming into the league. It's mainly for their first seasons, and then for their second seasons, they can move into the top tier in Group 1. That was kind of the focus of Group 2 when we first started it back in Season 1. And so, yeah, a lot of drivers coming into it, and it's kind of turned into a fact where it's the pace difference is pretty big, but also the action is out on track, and it's not really about pace anymore. It's more about consistency. It's really about your experience as a racing driver. Yeah. If you're new to the server and if you're new to league racing, Group 2 might be better for you since you want to kind of learn. You're trying to learn, and then you get up to Group 1 in the next season. That's kind of what the focus was.
Yeah, that sounds it sounds like a good idea. As we're just going to have to wait for these drivers to concertina up to get this safety car off the circuit and back racing again. Lee's going to be... Sorry, I keep calling him Lee. Flea. I suppose everyone knows anyway. As Lee is right at the back. And along with Pro Striker. But hopefully, Jonah, we're going to... 8 lap sprint race to the end with no more VSCs and safety cars to pause the fun.
I don't think we'll have any more safety cars. I hope we don't. Because yeah, of course we want to have. Oh yeah, Santa is in the pit lane. Very interesting strategy there. He's going to probably go into the sauce. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a final fight for the win here. The question is, can Electric Envy maintain his position? Personally, I don't really see it happening due to everyone else on the soft compound tires and being on similar pace to him as well, and on faster tires is going to be difficult for him to defend. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he's took a risk, and it's. I just don't see. I don't even see how he's going to stay in the top 10. To be honest, he's going to have to really pull something out of the bag. I mean, he's got a pack of cars that are all on the quickest tyre now, and we're going to have this race to the end. No more pit stops for those guys. No more pit stops for him. I just don't see how he's going to be able to hold on. He's fair play for taking the gamble, but I don't think it's going to happen. King Bennett is just had a commanding race so far, and I think it will be the same as the last safety car restart, Jonah, with Flea, and he'll make short work of Electric Envy, probably within the first lap.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be interesting. I cannot wait to see how this race ends. A lot of action coming our way here in Group 2. We are now approaching the final few laps of this race. Safety car is now in this lap. We've had exciting overtakes. We've had some drama as well, to be honest. But that is quite all right. That's how it goes sometimes in racing. I'm sure the admins will be looking into it as we speak, actually. Yeah, now Electric Envy is going to get us underway. King Benny will be P2, the two Mercedes following. Could we see the Mercedes grabbing a double podium today? We'll find out once we get the racing underway. Mercedes and AlphaTauri looking really strong, and if you're wondering about another team that's looking really strong, Aston Martin, they are actually reserving, both drivers are actually reserving for Aston Martin, as unfortunately Alex and Breakfast King aren't able to join us in the session, but they'll be back for the next one in USA. So Electric Envy gets underway now. I think he goes a little bit wide, though, as King Benny is side-by-side already.
Yeah, and as I said, I think he was going to make short work of it, and he's going to do it on the start-finish straight. I'm sure he's going to be able to outbrake him here into turn 1. It is going to be the hard way, but nice and easy for the soft tyres, as he gets himself up into first place, and Vapor follows suit, and Electric Envy is round and just escapes the wall with these big runoffs here at Paul Ricard.
Ooh, that was... So Electric Envy and Not Sir Vapor made contact there. I think Not Sir Vapor couldn't go any more left. I think Electric Envy was also trying to stick to the racing line, but there was just not enough space. I think Electric should have left Not Sir Vapor a little bit more room. Unfortunately, he did get spin out there because that's kind of how that works out. But the admins will definitely look into that little incident there. Unfortunate to see Electric Envy down to 14th position. Not Sir Vapor going for the race victory here today. We'll see how this works out. Acid on Danny, who spins around. Danny got too much on the power. What's going on with drivers spinning? Remember, this is the first race for these drivers. We have a massive battle.
Oh, there's another big clash in the background. It looks like, as I said, drivers have got magnets on their cars.
This is chaos. A little bit of chaos, actually, between some of these drivers. I think they got to just make sure that they remember to keep this clean and side by side. Give room to your fellow driver. And yeah, that's kind of how that works out. It's very difficult to do that. But
Santo. Yeah, Santo's round as well. They're either got magnets, Jonah, or they've poured a lot of oil on the track or something.
Yeah, it seems that's the case, unfortunately. But yeah, Husky coming in the pit lane. Not exactly sure what happened to the AlphaTauri driver, as it was looking really good. His Electric Envy has retired from the session. Yeah, difficult race for some drivers out there, but it's all good. We still have a massive fight for the race lead. Mercedes versus Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I'm just with it now, Jonah, and instead the Mercedes trying to get a double podium in the French Grand Prix, but if King Benny has anything to say about it, that first place on the rostrum will hopefully be him. Obviously Viper behind has got time penalties to his name, which King Benny is going to really like that scenario. Azuti gets himself a 3-second time penalty, but King David has been looking strong. But now everyone is on the same compound, as Vapor was thinking about it, but thought better of it in the end.
He did, yeah, and I think...
it's these rounds! There's another one! And as I said, someone has come along before the Grand Prix and chucked a load of oil on the circuit. I think that's what a lot of drivers would want to say in reserve. The Aston Martin of Acid Masters is now in the podium positions.
I really think that drivers are struggling out there with, like, consistency and coming off the power of certain corners. I think it's really hard for drivers to do that right now. Maybe that's just because it is a new circuit.
It's these long flowing corners though as well, Jonah. These long corners where you've got to be so ever so gentle with that right foot, and it just looks like a lot of drivers are just getting a little too eager, a little too excited towards the end of this race, trying to gain as much time as possible, because obviously we know a lot of these drivers are quite closely matched, and any little gain they can get can be a big advantage at the end of the race. As Yuki, who's had a, as we say, a controversial race earlier on, is now going to fight for the win, and it's an even keel for both of them, Jonah, as well, as neither of them have got time penalties.
Yeah, neither of them did. That's very interesting, actually. Just proving their consistency and their pace for future groups, you know. King Benny and Yuki going at it once again. They had a great battle in Austria last time out. Looking to continue this once again. It came down to the final lap of the Grand Prix, actually, between the two drivers. Ended up being King Benny coming out as the winner of the Grand Prix. If Yuki comes away with P1, I think that would be very, very phenomenal job, but he could be getting a penalty for one of the incidents that he was involved with. It's either him. I have to look at the incident, to be honest. I don't know exactly what happened between Mango and himself. We'll have to look into that and see. And same with Asana and him.
Is he going to go for it now? No.
Yeah, he backs off. Very surprising there. I think he knows that there's not enough space to make the overtake on the Alfa Romeo at this particular time. He's going to have DRS, though, down to turn 8, so he should have a good opportunity to make the overtake on King Benny as soon as possible. Also, Aston Masters going for his first podium this season. That'll be great to see the Aston Martin driver, or reserve driver in this case, going for a possible podium. He could be going for that. We'll see how that works out. But Yuki has the DRS. King Benny, though, defending, and will keep the position for now off of the Mercedes driver now. So let's see what exactly happens here. King Benny still ahead as we enter lap 22 and almost lap 23 before we end off this Grand Prix.
Yeah, as we're seeing Danny and Fleet jostling for position. Danny coming out on top at the moment. 2 tenths separate the top two. I really think Yuki is just waiting before the last couple of laps, because at the moment, for the pace difference, he looks like he's got King Benny in his pocket at the moment, and just sort of Sunday driving behind him, and waiting for maybe a moment where King Benny can't really challenge for the position back, unless he has a go now. I haven't seen any overtake being deployed by the Mercedes man as he goes close to the pit wall. Yeah, I just don't think he's almost like he's really a predator, and he's sort of hunting down King David, and I'm sure he's King Benny may get swallowed whole here before the end of the Grand Prix. It's looking like it's the way it's going to go at the moment.
Well, DRS now for Yuki. He's not using that overtake quite yet. Now he actually does.
Yeah, just for a second.
Just a bit. Yep. Yeah, he does.
He is just waiting, isn't he? He's got it. He's got it in there to make the move. But I think, well, only time will tell. We'll see if my prediction is right. But I think King Benny knows this as well. But he's looking quite low on the old battery.
Yeah, he is, and I gotta agree with you there. I think Yuki is waiting to make that overtake on Benny, because I see Yuki's point here. If he makes that overtake on Benny, Benny's probably gonna just overtake him again. So if Yuki sticks behind and saves up a little bit more ERS, and just makes sure that he stays within the gap to Benny, then he might be able to overtake him on the final few laps of this race, like lap 26 or something like that. So let's find out. He's using DRS. He's much closer this time around. Is he going to use ERS? I don't think so. He's going to the outside line.
No, it's just a waiting game. So it's quite exciting, Jonah. Maybe we might have a real elbows out last lap, but we know that Yuki has struggled with wheel-to-wheel racing today. So hopefully no more incidents in the last couple of laps, because that really would be a shame.
Yeah, that would be. No more incidents. I hope that's the case. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. We'll see if Yuki and Benny, which one will be winning this Grand Prix. We will find out now. As also Not Sir Vapor going for the overtake on Acid Masters.
As he looks to the outside, giving just enough space. Now trying to stick his nose up the inside of turn 9. And he's just lost out there. So there's a fight. It's a fight for the podium positions for the last few laps of this Grand Prix.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a massive fight for the podium right now. I think. Let's get the penalties actually back up on my screen here. Danny going for a great position in today's race. He's only 4 seconds off of Ace Senna. So he will get at least 7th in this race, and he's going to be on the medium compound tires. So he might be going faster than anyone else whose those soft tires are going to be wearing down quite a bit on track. So we'll find out how this works out. But yeah, Yuki going for the overtake once again on Keen Benny, still saving that ERS. He's got 3 laps to do so, and I think this might be the lap where Yuki might make the overtake, because he is right on the back of Keen Benny, and he's got to start thinking, when do I make that overtake? And I think he's going to probably decide that this is the lap to do it.
Well, I think King Benny has made a crucial mistake here, and he hasn't worked out what Yuki is doing here, and in that sense he's drained all of his battery, and this is just going to be ever so easy for the Mercedes man.
And you can see how much time he's gaining on Keen Benny, and he's not using any ERS. He's going for this. He knows that he can do it, but he's just waiting. And the question is when he's going to do that. Is he going to give us one hell of an end to the Grand Prix and do it on the final lap of the race? And we'll be screaming and shouting at the microphone, talking about this is the final lap of the race and this overtake is going to happen. Will we get that? We'll find out.
I think that is going to be... Or is he going to go for it now? No, he doesn't. He is going to wait. He is going to know, though, of course, with that rear light, the 3 rear lights on the back of that Alfa Romeo flashing away. Of course, that isn't a brake light. It is a battery deployment or recharge light, shall I say. When that light is flashing, the battery is recharging, and it's been flashing an awful lot. So that will give King Benny an indication of his state of charge, and not looking in a good state of charge as we go on to the penultimate lap now. And as Jonah said, it's either going to be an overtake this lap or next lap, ladies and gentlemen. That is 100% for sure. But which one will it be?
I think it's going to be the next lap, because if he makes the overtake now, because if he makes the overtake now, Benny's just going to get the win. But here's the thing: this pressure is very intense, and as we have overtakes going on, Not Sir Vapor
and Ace Senna and Zuti is the 2 Aston Martins in position fights, and Zuti gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Massive Masters takes that 3rd place back. They've both got 6 seconds worth of time penalties as well, so it's even Stevens between the Merc and the Aston Martin. As Yuki has now gained the place. We just missed that. We've been watching him lap after lap, and now King Benny's going to try it, and he's Tokyo drifting around turn 11 there, and hopefully the Mercedes driver would have appreciated that, of course, being from Japan himself. As we come into the final couple of corners, it's looking like a done deal now for Yuki, potentially.
Well, Keen Benny, he tried it. He tried everything. I think it was a little late for him. Yuki was already turning into that particular section, so there's nothing that Keen Benny could have done. But that was some courage. That was some courage. He did Tokyo drift into that particular corner, which is very cool. As we enter the final lap of the race, Yuki's got this one. I think he's got it, unless he makes a mistake, which would be crazy. But we'll find out. Also, Zuti going for the overtake on Ace Senna, I think. We're having a nice battle here for 6th position. Acid Masters still P3, so watch out for that, as now the gap is grown to over a second. So Yuki definitely... as King Benny's just got a 3-second time penalty. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. It looks like Acid Masters isn't going to get on the podium. It looks like it's going to be a double podium for the Mercedes outfit, and everyone now racking up the points, and the two most prominent positions on the racetrack. Jonah, first and last, are the only drivers not to get penalties.
Yeah, very interesting. It is quite interesting to see that, and I think the thing is that if we would have put on regular corner cutting, it would have been quite difficult because a lot of people probably would have been cutting corners. We wouldn't want that. That's why we put it on strict. Yeah, Yuki's going to come around the final couple of corners. We don't know if he's going to get this win officially. Maybe a penalty could come a little bit later. We don't know, but on track right now. It has been an absolutely amazing job from Yuki. He has done everything he needed to do, and he's going to take his third
penalty.
He does get himself a penalty, but it's not going to matter because Yuki is going to grab his third race victory on track of the season here in LSR. We don't know if that is going to be staying like that, but we'll find out. Keep Benny P2 and Not Sir Vapor on the podium, and if I'm not mistaken, that is his first podium in LSR history.
Well done to him, and a double podium for Mercedes, obviously, potentially. Commiserations to King Benny. Driver of the day for me. I don't know if you do driver of the day on the stream, Jonah, but for me, I think that's got to be King Benny today. Yuki got himself involved in a few too many incidents for that award for me.
Yeah, we do the driver of the day, and gotta agree with King Benny. He did a great job in today's race, so definitely congrats to him. Well, here's your on-track winner of the Grand Prix right now. Like we mentioned, we don't know if this is the official results. We'll post those in the Discord in a bit, probably on Tuesday or Monday. But Yuki on top right now for Mercedes. It is King Benny P2, and it's a double podium for Mercedes as well. It's Not Sir Vapor. The Frenchman takes P3, so congrats to both Mercedes drivers. Really good performance from both of them as they pulled off some great overtakes. The Red Bulls and Mercedes had that battle that I'm sure will be talked about quite a bit, as I'm sure the two teams will be battling back and forth through the chat, just kind of talking about the incident and reviewing exactly what happened there between the two teams. But there was respect, and they will continue on to the next one. So here's the results for now. French Grand Prix results. Yuki, winner of the race here in Paul Ricard. King Benny, P2 with Not Sir Vapor, P3. Aston Masters back in P4 with fastest lap. Really good performance from the Aston Martin driver. Danny Stillers, P5. I think he's going to be very happy with that. With Word Cloud, P6. He's going to be also happy with a top 6 in today's race. Ace Senna, P7 for Red Bull Racing. With Zudi in P8 for Aston Martin. Flea gets points. Great to see him in P9 for Haas F1 team. Haas scored their first points and rise them up into 9th position of the championship ahead of McLaren in the championship. Santo P rounds off the final points of the session here today. It's a lot of what could have been for some drivers out there, as Husky was really in a good position to take some good points. I think what could have been for Mango as well. There was an incident between Yuki and himself. I think Mango definitely had a huge chance of winning that Grand Prix. It's unfortunate to see him out so early. Same with Ellie and Bayern and Electric Envy. Disappointing day for the Ferrari cars, as they were on for some great points, but it just wasn't meant to be. So, great race. Keenshelm, what do you think about that one? In my opinion, a lot of action, a lot of overtakes, and overall, pretty fun race.
It was definitely a fun race. That was one of the best French Grand Prix I've actually ever seen. I think it was a huge amount of overtaking. I said before the race, it's not usually the best for overtaking in LSR. Group 2 really proved me wrong on that one. So yeah, look forward to coming back in 2 weeks' time for round 5. And yeah, really put on a good show today for the French Grand Prix. And, congratulations to Yuki potentially, and so well done to King David for driver of the day. And well done for Lee as well for getting some points, because I know in LFR he's had quite a bad run of it lately. So well done to him.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me in the commentary box, my friend. I cannot wait to be commentating with you in the future, and hope to be seeing you commentate on LSR in future Grand Prix. But yeah, as you mentioned, we have a break. It's been 2 races in a row, and viewers, you probably were confused about that. I put a message actually in the Discord server to why we did a 2 week or 2 weeks in a row. We usually do every other week. But we did back-to-back weeks because we wanted to end before the 2022 Formula One game comes out. But we're back to the normal every other week, and a lot of action will be coming on that. Now, a quick few things I quickly want to mention here before you guys all go. This is not only the French Grand Prix for Group 2, this is not the end. We're coming back here for tomorrow's race in Group 1. The fastest drivers will hit the track. Let's see what they're going to be doing. I'm going to be racing in there. Hopefully I'll be able to score some points because I have not been able to do anything good in the previous 3 races. It's been really difficult. But yeah, another thing I quickly want to mention, guys, is that we're going to have that break week from F1. And the reason why I say F1, because Group 3 is starting up next week. The first round of the GT3 Championship on Gran Turismo of GT7 is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen for that. There's going to be commentary for that one as well. We're going to try and get all that sorted before the race next week. So, well, there's not going to be any F1 action. There will be GT, so LSR will continue to stream actually every single race week, every single week. So yeah, next week is going to be GT3. Then we'll be back for the United States Grand Prix, another new track on the F1 calendar for LSR. But yeah, super excited to be heading to Austin, Texas. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So, Keystone, thank you so much for joining me in the commentary box. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us in the live stream chat and the live stream as well for the LSR Group 2 French Grand Prix. Thank you to all the drivers that participated, and we'll see you in the next one in the US. Goodbye.